because of the question when we asked someone yesterday, when maybe we will ask about Funsho Duarte, now I go bring proof of how Lagos State government spend money in the last 6 months on one or two things, you know. So Lagosians got to ask questions. Why would you spend all this kind of money in a state where we say we don't have money? Instead of Lagos State government to go explain, give us how they spend their money. Sarah reporters go find Abia State home, call poster. They go fine-tune the headline so that it go sweet. Abia State Governor spends over 900 million on food and welfare. But there's a breakdown for food and welfare. They don't put that one. If you read the news now, you'll see but the heading is catchy. So people don't talk, now for Lagos now they're going to game out. You see what their state governors is doing in Abia State. Anyway, I have the breakdown on how they spent the money in Abia State, and I'll go show now here. And I'm not going to just show now, we go juxtapose them. We go explain the similarities between Abia State and Lagos State, how much they spend here for Abia and how much they spent here in Lagos State. Instead of them to defend, to show us how they spend money, then they find person where they want point out to. More than watch.
Governor Alex Oti of Abia State spent a whopping 927 million naira within 3 months on refreshments and meals, settlements of honorariums, allowances, welfare packages for the eggheads. A copy of state budget performance report seen by several reporters has revealed. The report titled Abia State Third Quarter, July to September 2023 Budget Performance was posted on the state government's website. This Q3 and year-to-date performance is assessed against the revised 2023 budget that covers the original budget plus a N amendment variance sum of 22,263,269,900 naira as summarized below. It read. This budget performance report is produced by the Abia State Planning Commission, Budget Department / Office of the Accountant General, Accounts Production Department, and published on the Abia State website. In the report, the OT-led government spent 223,389,889 naira on refreshment and meals, while 305,400,000 was spent on honorarium and sitting allowance for government officials within July and September 2023. The government also claimed it spent 397,520,734 naira on welfare packages. Further, according to the document, 737,922,661 naira was spent to buy motor vehicles. The quantity and those the vehicles were bought for were never stated. Meanwhile, 362,804,015 naira was spent by the Abia government to purchase trucks, and another 400,890,000 was used for the purchase of buses. Also, in the document, the government claimed 252.4 million naira was used to run the deputy governor's office for 3 months. The report, however, showed that only 25 million naira was spent by the government on repair of public schools in the state. This is as many of the public primary and secondary schools in Abia State are described as an eyesore. According to multiple reports online, most public secondary and primary school buildings and facilities across the 17 local government areas of Abia State were aging and decaying over government's failure. A sizable number of school buildings in the state were said to be virtually dilapidated with leaking roofs, broken furniture, doors, and windows, some completely abandoned with tons of garbage, human excreta, and overgrown shrubs.
Now, this is simple. Make we pick some similarities between the two states. You will see that they spent 252 million to run the office of the deputy governor. 252 million in 3 months, that was what they spent. When you break it down, it's less than 100 million in a month. I don't know what it takes to run the office of a deputy governor, but when you say running the office of a deputy governor, it means buying fuel for a diesel plant, fuel and all day, giving some people small thing to do run around, paying some people's salary, buying this, repairing here, doing that. If you check and see, you find that say they overbloated, but that is what they spent 252 million in 3 months running the office of the deputy governor of Abia State. Now come to Lagos, the same office of deputy governor, they spent 2 billion to buy rechargeable fans and lights, not be to run the office. To buy rechargeable fans and lights. This is well written out here. You can go and check yesterday's video when I read the news. 2 billion to buy rechargeable fans and lights. You see, the deputy governor of Abia State can explain how he spends less than 100 million every month to run his office. But he not get our deputy governor of Lagos State want to explain and say use 2 billion to buy rechargeable fan and lights. It's not possible. These are the issues. When you say the governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, spent 300 and something million for welfare packages and this and that, we don't know what is welfare packages. But I know that if I spend 300 million for welfare packages in 3 months, if you call me, I will explain. If you be said who hides some more money inside, but I can explain. How do you want to explain that Lagos State government use 500 million to renovate church when not there inside government? Church. So the money where they tell you to the church, the Anglican church or Lagos, pass the money where the full Abia State government, they run welfare for 3 months. How does that add up to the normal brain? Let's tell ourselves the truth. How did you use 7.5 million to buy air freshener in governor's office? Only air freshener, liquid diffusers. How? These things are not adding up. And when we talk now, some people will say, hey, go to your state and ask questions. Number one, I'm not an Igbo boy. I don't talk many times. But if your brain they tell you say I'm an Igbo boy by now, I say you get mental problem and tribalistic problem. That's one. Secondly, the laws of Nigeria, where you live is where you pay your tax. And when you pay your tax, you have the right to ask the governor, how are you spending my money? The money they share to Lagos State every month is from my state. The oil allocation, the one that they share given the Lagos State. Now my state is one of the highest oil producing states. So I still have the right to ask how the money is spent. Now I live in Lagos. When I buy things, I check my receipt, I see VAT. I go shop right yesterday, I buy something, I see VAT, 7.5%. That is the money Lagos is claiming that we raise so billion every month. My own joint. So I can ask, how are you spending the money of the state? And you will not tell me you spend 2 billion to buy rechargeable fans, man, no talk. It's not possible. Now look at Alex Oti, Abia State. They said they spent about 700 and something million to buy vehicles. How many vehicles we don't know? But if you call governor of Abia State, think of explain to you say, now 5 vehicles we buy you, then we'll say you buy 5 vehicles, 700 and something million, that's too much. Or if you say now 10 vehicles we buy, we'll say you buy 10 vehicles. So go and check Lagos. Only chief of staff use 400 million buy motor. Chief of staff, not being the governor, not being the deputy. You cannot compare the two. What we are doing in Lagos is madness. And the people have the right to ask questions. So if I were APC and the Lagos State government, I voted Governor Sanwo-Olu. Because I believe in more than the Badebo roads very well. So I have the right to still ask. If I am the governor of Lagos and the government of Lagos, I should be more bothered in explaining to my people why I used 2 billion to buy rechargeable fans. Rather than looking for somebody in Abia State that want to just approve all these show warrior people. This is my problem with show warrior. Is a more politician than the people we are talking about. But no problem. We dey wait for Lagos State governor. You can't explain, give us. Abia State governor go explain, give the people. If the people of Abia State get problem with that, the governor spend money, they will ask him and he will explain to them. But so far, what are they for the people of Abia State? They say they are okay with their governor. We are not okay with our Lagos home. We don't like the way they spend money and we go talk. Simple as ABC.